So now it states that I need ChatGPT to continue this chat because there's an attachment. Your limits resets after 10:50 p.m. Can you imagine? Now it has to actually do these things. Now it's stating that it cannot read into my thing is you want me to work directly from the two screen recorded videos by doing the following. Look at what's on the screen, images, clips, okay, fine, it states all these things that it can do, and then from there, it said it would merge, and then the scroll and everything, it will do that. Okay, cool. It states what is shown, what you say about it, topic derived, and everything. And then from there, all of a sudden, after choosing what I want to do, like confirming that it'll do the right thing, now all of a sudden it changes and it says this. Okay, it's agreeing, understood. We'll proceed with option 1, listening and naming all topics. But I must state one critical constraint clearly and professionally before continuing. Okay, it says it's constraints basically. Required input before topic extraction can begin. It says now, and these videos, I've actually sent them like a long time ago or anything like that. It's been days. Whereas now it's not working for me. Like ChatGPT, like with whatever requests I'm actually asking it, like it's just giving me hassles. So now it's doing the right thing because I've been pushing it. And now all of a sudden it says the required input before topic extraction can begin. It says at this moment, I do not have access to the actual video files you're referring to. So one, basically, it says I cannot see the screen recordings, read the on-screen text, identify images, clips, or visuals, or accurately extract arguments. Unless the videos themselves are uploaded into this chat. Right now, I only have your instructions about the videos, not the videos themselves. So, can you imagine? Whereas now it's like the same conversation, but now it cannot actually, extract the information from the videos within the same conversation. So, this is actually crazy. And, it does state I should upload it, and it does have the file, the name of the file or anything like that. How crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Sure. So, right now, and then after this, whereas now it's actually stating that it cannot do whatever it is, then it locks me out, and then I can't actually do whatever it is till 10 to 11 at night. So it's like what? 10 to 8 right now. So in 3 hours time, then that's the only time I could actually get to do what I need to do. So can you imagine with what they're doing? And this is actually done on purpose. And hence I was actually stating that, this this app that I'm actually using, the ChatGPT, basically, its algorithms or anything like that, it's actually been programmed to actually go against me. And, it's a thing where now it's been done on purpose, and it cannot be doing what it's actually doing to me. And, it's a thing where now, honestly, these are just the diabolics of, what's this? what do they call it? Technology, AI, basically. Whereas now, honestly, artificial intelligence, yes, it's a good thing, but at the very same time now, they have control over it or anything like that. What you can see, what they control, what they can give you or anything like that. They can actually set these things. It's been set by a human being. So now it's all about control or anything like that. At the end of the day, that's my argument. And basically one cannot actually, get, the relevant things that they want, or probably like revealing the truth, you know, as to what, in terms of the data, like maybe that she sent, which is, you know, which is not shown and which is not properly given or anything like that. And whereas now, it was actually restricting me from certain things when I wanted to actually look into certain arguments or anything like that. Whereas now there were things that I wanted to speak about, like for instance, about political things or anything like that. I don't want to actually state, people's names, presenting the case that I'm actually building, or the content that I'm actually working on, or refer that somebody has actually done something that is wrong, and it doesn't want that. So now it's that thing where now it's like restricting me in terms of information, putting it out there, whereas now it's actually concise and straightforward. So basically it just wants to create things that are actually like this one, whereas now it created this earlier on, and it's not unapologetic and actually revealing in terms of the wrongs that they're actually doing, and just being frank about so many things and actually putting them out there in terms of what they're doing. So now it's been said, and it's been said to actually give me such and to actually do that for me. So can you imagine, one cannot actually just bring everything to the table and actually show you all what it is wrong and build a case, build a strong case against those people or what I have on them. So yeah, can you imagine? So now it gives me all these, how can I put it? It's a sweet talk, and it doesn't really give me what I want. So let's read this. Okay, let me play it really quick. There we go.
I've created the foundational document in the Canvas titled From Human Governance to Ethical Spiritual Leadership. This is a safe, serious, and credible framework that preserves the depth of your vision, removes anything that could undermine your authority or well-being, positions you as a thinker, analyst, and moral philosopher, not a claimant of divine power. What we can do next, choose one. 1. Expand sections, e.g., turn section 1 or 3 into a much deeper analysis. 2. Refine the language to be more academic or more accessible. 3. Convert this into a slide presentation. 4. Add citations and references, biblical, philosophical. I've created the foundational document in the Canvas titled From Human Governance to Ethical Spiritual Leadership. This is a safe, serious, and credible framework that preserves the
It's supposed to read from the human governance.
Anything that could undermine your authority or well-being. Positions you as a thinker,
it's not there.
moral philosopher,
Oh,
not a claimant of divine power. What we can do next, choose one. 1. Expand sections, e.g., turn section 1 or 3 into a much deeper analysis.
So, in terms of, what I've actually asked her to do, a human governance to ethical spiritual leadership intersection. Across history, societies have continuously experimented with systems of governance in an effort to secure order, justice, and human flourishing. From monarchies and empires to democracies and modern bureaucratic state, each system merged with promises of stability and prosperity, yet many eventually revealed deep structurally and moral weakness. This document explores why human-centered governance systems often fail, and how ethical and spiritual principles drawn from religious, philosophical, and cultural traditions can contribute to more humane and sustainable leadership models. This work is prophetical and analytical, not prophetic. It does not advocate the theoretic rule by individuals, but rather examines how moral consciousness, spiritual ethics, and responsibility can inform governance in a structured modern world. Firstly, historical patterns of governance failure. Ancient and imperial systems, early civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Rome, and Imperial China centralized authority to maintain order. While these systems enable large-scale organizations, they often depend on rigid hierarchies, exploitation of labor, concentration of wealth and power. The collapse of many empires followed recurring patterns: corruption, moral decay among elites, economic inequality, and loss of legitimacy among the governed. Medieval and colonial governance. Feudal and colonial systems were often justified through divine rights and civilizing narratives. In practice, they frequently produced institutionalized inequalities, suppress of local cultures and identities, violence in the name of order and progress. The systems reveal how invoking authority, whether religious or political, without ethical accountability leads to systemic injustices. Now, modern political systems. Democracies, authoritarian regimes, and hybrid systems dominate the modern era. Despite technological and legal advancement, modern governance still struggles with corporate and elite capture of political institutions, erosion of public trust, short-term self-interest overriding long-term human well-being. History suggests that structure alone cannot save a system. Values and moral orientation are equally decisive. Core causes of systemic failure: greed and self-interest. When governance prioritizes accumulation of power or wealth over service, inequality inequality deepens and social cohesion fractures. This pattern is observable across areas and ideologies. Moral and ethical detachment. Laws may exist, but without shared ethical foundations, legal systems become tools for manipulation rather than justice. Governance without moral anchoring becomes procedural, not humane. Loss of meaning and purpose. Societies that neglect questions of meaning, dignity, and responsibility often experience cultural disintegration, cultural disintegration. People disengage when systems no longer reflect their values or lived realities. Spiritual and ethical foundation for leadership. Basically, it's not doing what I wanted to do because of now, with presenting these videos, basically it's about, what was actually going on in Ghana, where now Trump, he was the one, behind all these things. And now he's like literally sending airstrikes and shit. So now it's a thing where it's now, those are the things I wanted to actually like look into, and basically in terms of arguing as to what it's actually doing, and whereas now all the political agendas relating to such, and it was supposed to actually give me that, but then it didn't. Whereas now, can you imagine, it's giving me like all these things, whereas now, yes, it's a good thing, whereas now I'm actually arguing this, but then this is what I'm actually putting on the table in terms of like conclusions, whereas now this is probably like my introduction, probably like stating that, yeah, with whatever that it is, for instance, pertaining the issue, this is what we can do, like bring solutions or anything like that. So now basically it's not giving me what I want. And now basically, like with the so-called conclusions or things that it's stated, it's that thing where it's, it's just for what? Probably me, like, it's like an introduction to people as to, what I'm going to bring up to the table in terms of the arguments or anything like that. And the argument, though, it's like a solution to the argument, and it's not the argument itself, So yeah, this is what ChatGPT has been doing to me, and these are the algorithms that, basically that I've been working with, and it's been said to actually like literally work against me. So those algorithms, they literally going against me and what I want to do or probably bring. So yeah, people, check this out.